Alright friends, so the last time we were together, we did a character creator and made our Reaver Finn. He's watchful, collects stones, and keeps in a pouch. And you can see his powers: Blood Fury and Savage Reprisal. Let me see what those are here in his Reaver character sheet. So Blood Fury, if your current metal is below your maximum metal, you may spend 1 metal after you make your own melee attack. If the final severity die is 5 or 6, treat that wound as a critical, and the attack counts as sharp or blunt, your choice. Describe if you strike with your fist or the handle of your axe, or your blade of your axe. Savage Reprisal, when a foe within reach attacks you and rolls doubles, immediately inflict a minor wound on the foe. Resolve this wound before the foe's attack. Okay, hopefully we'll get to see that. We're gonna play On the Road to Blackstone. So this is the primer for the Hollow Below. And this is just a quick adventure. It gives you a couple of chances to do skill checks and then an encounter with the Blackstone wolf. So we're gonna go through that. I did it earlier, and I showed you how to take notes on how you make your roll, or how your rolls are established. And then I'm gonna show you today on how you turn those rolls into a narrative. So the rolls have location, the attack rolls have location and severity built into them, and that lends it very easily to converting those into a story. So if you're role playing solo, it makes it a lot easier to create a narrative to go with your character. So we're going to start over, and we're going to do this again with Finn. The last one turned out really well, so we'll see how this goes now. All right. There we go, get our dice. Okay, so I use blue for location and then red for severity. That's how I like to do things. Okay, so we're on the road to Blackstone. Hunger waits in the brush. All right, here's your quick roll for your skill checks. Roll 2d6 plus your skill. Now, my Reaver doesn't have any of his scout or skills that are going to help us. All right. So his skills are fight and endure, so he doesn't get any bonuses for scout. So what we're going to do, let's start with our page here. Do the read aloud for you. The road winds through. The road winds through lonely hills beneath a gray sky. The air is cool, the land is quiet. As you round a bend in the road, you stop. Crates and supplies lie scattered beside the road. Something happened here. No sign of the owner remains. Somewhere nearby, brush shifts, then silence. Search the supplies. Okay, so that's a scout 7. So we got a 5. So we're gonna put here, this is Finn. This is road to Blackstone. And we rolled a 3-2. So that's 1. Search the supplies. Rolled a 3 and a 2. So that doesn't help us. It's failure. You still find the claw marks, but too late to gain an advantage or gain an edge. All right, search the road. The road is churned with mud. Deep paw prints circles scattered supplies. The tracks do not lead away, they lead around you. You spot the wolf before it strikes. That's if you have a success. You are not surprised. You attack first. All right, failure. You see the tracks. Too late, the brush explodes beside you. The Blackstone wolf makes the first attack. All right, so now if I had succeeded in this first check, I would have advantage rolling this. That means I'd roll twice and take the highest number. So we got another 5. Another 3, 2. So that's panel 2, 3, 2. So that's a failure. So what that means is the wolf's going first. All right. So in the primer, you get a little character sheet. It all comes together. But this is our big bad wolf that we're going to have an encounter with. So now wolf, the important things to note about him, he has 5 mettle, full severity, and a weakness is head, and his quirk is the kill shake. So if he hits you in an arm, you become hindered. So that means you roll your 2d6 for your attack, and it doesn't matter what location or severity comes up for the severity, you use the lowest number because you're being shaken by the arm by the wolf. Okay? All right, now if we hit him in the head, he can't use kill shake for the rest of the fight. All right, so now he goes first. So what I'm going to write here is wolf, and then his mettle, which is 5. And now he's rolling, so I'm going to write his roll down. All right, so we got a 4 and a 6. All right. So 4 is right arm, and a 6. It's not looking good for Finn. All right. Let me check back here. So right arm, and then a 6. It's 3 mettle. So now Finn, my Reaver, Finn, 3 minus his 8 is what he starts with, is 5 mettle. And now he's hindered. And we know that I take the lowest of the dice here for his severity. So now it's my combat turn. A 2 and a 5, which would have been pretty darn good. But now it's a 2 and a 2. All right. And let's see what our abilities, if anything, would help us here. So we got our Blood Fury. Our maximum's below. It's very no, that's not going to help. Foe within reach attacks you and rolls doubles. No, he didn't roll doubles. All right, so we're stuck with what we got. So our wolf, a 2, that's a minor wound, so he's down from 5 to 4. And now it's his turn. All right, so he rolled a 5 and a 6. So 5 location and a 6. So 5 is the body. Thank God we're not hindered again. And a 6, that's minus 3 mettle. So Finn's fighting for his life here. He's down to 2 already. Could be trouble. All right, let's get something good. 2 and a 1. All right, so that's 2 and a 1. And a 1 you'll see here, no effect on severity. So our wolf still has 4. Looks like he's kicking our butt. 5 and a 2. All right, so that's body, and a 2 is a minus 1. So Finn's already down to 1 mettle. Oh wait, no, is that right? Yeah. All right, come on, Finn, you need something big. Doubles, all right. No, doubles don't help him. So 2, 2, And what that does to the wolf is a minor wound, so he's down to 3. Wolf rolls 2 and a 3. All right. So Finn's at 0 now. So now what happened to Finn is when his metal is depleted, you can keep playing, but you have to burn metal. So the idea behind that is it's a near-death experience, and he's going to start now with 1 less metal for his maximum metal. So his maximum metal was 8. And now we're going to change it from 8 to 7. And then we're going to create a scar for him when we do our narrative. All right, so now he's went from 0. Now we're going to put him at 7. Now he takes his turn. And then we'll have a chance to make a narrative about this and what happened. So what was that? 3. So we'll know what did that hit. It's left leg. All right. So that 2 and 3, that took him to 0. And we burn metal. That was his left leg. So maybe he has a limp now for the rest of his adventuring life. All right. Come on, Finn. 2-2. All right. We're whittling away at the wolf. So now he's at from 3, another 1, so that's 2. 5-1. That's good for us. That's a no damage severity. So Finn's still at 7. All right, we're gonna whittle away this guy, I guess. All right, a 3-5. That's pretty good. So now he's still at maximum metal now because his new maximum is 7. So I can't use Blood Fury, which would change that 5 to a 6 critical. But right now 5 is moderate, and that's 2. So the wolf was at 2. So now the wolf is dead. All right. So now we're going to turn that into a narrative. All right. So we came up on the road. So Finn's traveling on Blackstone Road. All right, goes around a bend. And sees scattered supplies. We know that so far. And the wolf attacks. Wolf attacks. Yeah, right away. Went right into his arm. And that was right arm. Preventing right arm. Preventing a full counter attack. All right, but he does his best. And what's that result in? That's the 2-2. Yep. All right, giving a minor blow. To the wolf's leg. All right. And then what happens? wolf. Wolf attacks again. Let's say bites again. And that's a 5-6. Driving his fangs into Finn's exposed ribs. Yeah, that's pretty bad. All right. Then Finn scrambles to his side and rake. Legs. All right. Finn's 2-2. Wolf. Alright. Wolf attacks again. Biting Finn's right leg. All right, Burn Mettle. And now Finn walks with a limp. All right. And that gives you a good idea, a good understanding of how the dice dictate a narrative for you. And it makes it very easy to journal then. Come up with a good combat story. And we'll finish the rest of the primer here. All right, wolf defeated, finally. Yeah. All right. The shaken traitor. After the wolf falls, the man crawls from hiding, dirty, shaken, alive. He stares at the dead wolf, then at you. You handled yourself well. Together, you gather what was lost. The road bends north. Blackstone waits ahead. All right, there you go.